Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the From Listing to Luxe webinar. Today has been designed to help set you up for success with Luxe. My name is Ryan Key. I'm a senior account partner here at REA. I'm here this morning with Chris Bride. Chris is the Executive Manager of Product at REA and leads the product team responsible for Premier Plus, Luxe, and Audience Maximizer. And we're also lucky to have Sam Rigopolous joining us today, Director and Auctioneer from Jellis Craig Northcote in Melbourne. Before we get started, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today. In today's session, you'll learn more about realestate.com.au's unrivaled high net worth audience, how to unlock full value of Luxe in Ignite, and hear from Sam's perspective and experience in marketing high-end properties and how Luxe can help with this segment of the market. If you have any questions at all throughout the session, please feel free to type them into the Q&A function below. And just in case we don't get to your question in the session, if you could provide your name and email address to ensure that we can circle back to you. Today, it's our job to make sure that you're more familiar with all the new features available to you so you can make the most of the full offering and ultimately get better results for your listings. We're hopeful this session will provide you with intel and help you to win in 2024 and beyond. Please make sure you scan the QR code and save the link to your favourites. This will take you to our dedicated Luxe page on the Customer Marketing Centre, which has a variety of how-to videos, guides, and FAQs to help you get the most out of your campaigns. You'll also find additional resources like digital and printed brochures designed to help explain what Luxe is to your vendors. There's also a bespoke Luxe brochure tool that'll personalise your brand and your listing so you can show your vendors in the living room why Luxe is the ultimate digital marketing campaign for their property. I'll now pass to Chris, who will tell us more about our high net worth audience. Chris, over to you.
Thanks, Ryan. First up, I'd like to share some information about our audience. High net worth home buyers are a critical segment. So I'm just trying to turn my camera back on. It says that I can't turn it on because the host has stopped it. Start with. Cool. Sorry about that. Start again. So first up, I'd love to share some information about our audience. High net worth home buyers are a critical segment for the luxury real estate market. Let's dive into realestate.com.au's unrivaled reach and explore the characteristics of our high net worth audience. As you can see on screen, 68% of high net worth consumers in Australia use realestate.com.au during their property search. Realestate.com.au continues to deliver the largest, most engaged audience of buyers in Australia across every segment of the property market. With the largest audience of buyers seeking premium properties, realestate.com.au is the place to get the best results. And what excites me is the potential from this audience we expect to see in the next 12 months. 22% of our high net worth audience are likely to buy an investment property. And we know that currently 84% of this audience already owns one. 27% are likely to buy a home to live in, and 13% are likely to sell. And further analysis also shows over half of our high net worth audience live in Sydney and Melbourne. We are seeing great growth in Brisbane, particularly from foreign investors, and almost half of our high net worth audience lives in a household with their children. With 2.3 million buy searches each month for properties over 3 million, and over 800,000 searches a month for properties over 5 million, realestate.com.au is the place to get the best results. And I'm so excited to be here today to launch our newest product, Luxe. We are really proud of the results that Premier Plus has been delivering for our customers over the past few years. And now we see a great opportunity to showcase the listings and customers who want to stand out. To better serve you, who represent the most luxurious properties in Australia, the team at REA Group have spent the past year working on a new listing solution for properties that belong in a class of their own. Welcome to Luxe, a new high-performance listing solution designed to set properties apart with more prominence and higher visibility across realestate.com.au. Luxe raises top properties above the rest with the largest listing size, the boldest design, and the most eye-catching position that will impress those seeking something truly extraordinary. Luxe is an optional listing upgrade exclusive to Premier Plus customers. A Luxe listing comes with all the great value you get with Premier Plus, like unlimited time on site, access to the listing bump and e-brochure, but we have added additional Luxe value, and that's what I'm going to take you through today. And Luxe launches on July 1. So the first feature I'd love to take you through is our new homepage position. Your Luxe property will be visible on the realestate.com.au app and website homepage, providing you with the ultimate exposure for your listing. We will connect you with high-intent consumers that are on the homepage, helping you find additional buyers for your property. And you and your brand will be showcased alongside your top listings, helping you to stand out to both buyers and sellers. Now, we wanted to take you through how the targeting works. Luxe listings will be shown to consumers who are looking for similar properties, those that are in surrounding locations and of a similar price range. So first, we match your Luxe listing to consumers who are engaged with the suburb of that Luxe listing or the neighbouring locations. Then we target consumers who are looking at similar prices above and below your listing. Now, a consumer can be matched to more than one Luxe listing at a time. And so what we do is we rotate the listings each time they visit the homepage, and that's on the website and the app. So I'll just take you through an example. Let's say we've got a consumer, Jimmy, and he's been looking at properties in Manly that cost around $5 million. We're going to show Jimmy Luxe listings from Manly, but also from neighbouring suburbs like Fairlight and Queenscliff. And the listings that we show could be in the price ranges of, say, $4 million to $6 million. So if you've upgraded a Luxe listing in Manly, then we'll be retargeting Jimmy with a property in a suburb that he's been looking at, bringing an engaged buyer back to your listing. But let's say you upgraded a listing in Queenscliff. Then Jimmy might be seeing a property that he wasn't searching for, but it might be right for him. So this is increasing your potential buyer pool. We're really excited by the potential of this new exposure. Now, the next feature we want to show you is the elevated appearance of listings in the search results. On screen, you can see a side-by-side. So on the left, we've got a Premier Plus listing, and on the right, the brand new Luxe listing. And you can see how Luxe naturally draws attention and stands out. We want Luxe listings to feel as premium as the properties themselves. Luxe listings, they're going to sit alongside other Premier Plus listings in the search results page and rotate amongst them, but they stand out with their premium visual appearance. You'll grab the attention of buyers with the largest listing size on realestate.com.au with additional images to showcase your property's true potential. And we also want to elevate the listing across our touch points, including our notifications. We've redesigned our notifications for Luxe listings to be even more engaging. The notifications we send from the realestate.com.au app will have a premium visual appearance with rich push notifications that feature the property hero image and new actions that a consumer can take when they engage with that notification on their phone. And our e-brochures, well, they've also got an uplifted look and feel with a brand new design featuring additional property images. Now, onto our new data and insights. Via Ignite, you'll get access to our most advanced audience insights so you can learn more about your potential buyers and have more meaningful conversation with your vendors. We've always shared the number of visits to your listing, but we can now share how many people visit your listing more than once. So you can understand how many unique buyers are looking at your listing and that size of the buyer pool. Using our advanced data science and AI from the millions of consumers using realestate.com.au, we are sharing really rich insights onto the consumers who are visiting your listing. This includes the engagement level, so you can see how many of your return visitors are serious about your property. And the journey stage. Is your audience at the beginning of their search, or are they close to making an offer? And you can also see the spread of prices that your audience is looking at across our site and see where your listing fits in. This new aggregated data is similar to what we share on buyer inquiry via lead enrichment. But the difference is this aggregated view is based on the return visitors to your property without them needing to inquire first. This is really rich data, and you'll only get access to it with a Luxe listing to help you understand the market for your listing and have a great conversation with your vendor. Plus, on top of Luxe, you do have the option to supercharge your listing with Audience Maximizer. You can be seen where buyers are browsing on their favorite websites, apps, and social media platforms. So you can get the best representation on realestate.com.au and build your exposure with a Platinum Audience Maximizer package. And that's the ultimate digital marketing solution. So now we'd like to share a video to show you how easy it is to upgrade your Luxe listing in Ignite, which you'll be able to do from July 1.
And from the list, pick the property that you want to upgrade. Once here, head over to the Manage tab, and there'll be a new option labeled Modify Campaign. On this page, you can see all the available upgrade and downgrade options, how much this listing currently costs, and an example of what that tier might look like on our search results page. Today, we're interested in Luxe, so go ahead and click that option. We can then see how much that upgrade is going to cost. And once we're happy with our choice, go ahead and click the Modify button. This will bring up a confirmation for us just to double check everything looks good. You can agree to the terms and conditions and hit confirm. Once that's processed, you should see a confirmation that the campaign has been upgraded. As easy as that. Your listing will start to receive the benefits of Luxe within the next few hours.
Fantastic. So I hope that's given you a great understanding of Luxe, and we are really excited to see the results it can deliver for you and your vendors. So now I'm pleased to bring back Ryan and also Sam. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, and happy birthday for yesterday. Thanks for joining us today. So, Sam, for those people that are on the webinar today and they don't know you, can you share a little bit of an understanding around your journey in real estate, which is almost in its 20th year?
Yeah, sure thing. Thanks for having me, Ryan. So I've been in real estate for 19 and a bit years. I've been a partner and now a director in the Gels Trade Inner North Group. So we have 3 offices. We turn over about 1,000 sales per annum. And last year we settled just over $1.5 billion in residential sales. My role within the business primarily is in listing and selling director and principal though. So my main game is still selling houses. So my team sells about 160, 170 homes a year. And we have a strong market share at the top end of the market. We probably sell about 60% of the homes at the premium end of our market.
Fantastic. Well, obviously, across that 19-year journey, I'm sure you would have seen some pretty amazing properties. When you think about a Luxe property, what comes to mind for you?
I think about, well, I mean, obviously something turnkey, I think sophistication, swimming pools, basements, lots of features and lots of elements to talk about, to display, to show off. Basketball courts, multiple levels, lifts, all of the luxuries that one would love to see in their own home when you think of what is a premium home. And I think if it's at high-end finishes, architecturally done, interior design driven, and it has a list of features that goes on and on, that's typically good enough to qualify for a luxe home, I think.
Fantastic. And obviously, you talk about a lot of things there, like high-end properties, turnkey. No further work is needed.
Yeah.
Beautiful sort of upper end of the market.
Yeah.
Like obviously, those properties are really attractive.
Sure.
To buyers, but sometimes dealing with those, I guess, those higher end vendors, and being a selling agent that focuses on that market, sometimes there's some challenges selling those types of properties.
Yeah.
So what kind of challenges do you face sometimes selling that upper end of the market?
Look, I think one of the bigger challenges is sometimes the best buyers in the market for those homes are not always in the market. And so, you kind of have to hunt for the passive buyer. Sometimes the buyers for those homes are looking in other suburbs. Sometimes those homes push the envelope on price, but you really need to justify value hard to the buyer. And sometimes the vendors have over-invested in their construction on the product, and you have to try to help them understand where the market might see their home. So they're probably the biggest challenges that we see in selling those homes.
Great. And based on your understanding of our new Luxe product,
how
do you think those features are going to help address some of those challenges?
Well, I absolutely love the ability to. I love the insights. For me, that's the thing that when I took a look at the insights and I could see that people were categorized by way of price point that they've been searching in. I think that's incredibly valuable data to share with the vendor. That's very helpful for us as a selling team to know that we're on track in hitting the right audience, so that the consumers that we're engaging with are at the right price point. They've had the right time in market, which is also can be very important. And then the number of people that return to the site to visit shows how potent the listing is for those people as well. So I think looking at those things from an insights point of view gives us a lot, not just from an exposure point of view, but that conversation that you can have back in the living room with the vendor about strategy. Should we be taking an offer early? Should we be changing the price? Should we be adjusting strategy in any particular way? Those things come out of having good data and information available to us. And then from the consumer, like the buyer's point of view, I think the way the listing stands out, one of the things we're always challenged with when we're trying to sell a premium home is which shot do you use as the hero? What do you lead with? There are so many good angles here. People scroll so quickly. We're always thinking about what's the thumb stopper. Which image is just going to get people to stop with their thumb and just go, yeah, wow, what's that? And when you've got a carousel of 4 or 5 photos and you can show off the pool as well as the basement, as well as the music room or whatever it might be, then that gives more reasons for more people to stop. And that engagement is, I think that's really powerful.
Fantastic. The thumb stopper.
The thumb stopper.
Technical term. I haven't heard that before. I'm using it.
Yeah, no, I've tried that.
And then if you were to talk about in the living room, like pitching, this is a new product, right? So market's new for agents. It's new for everyone on the call here. It's new for vendors. It's new to market. If you were to just pick out 2 of the key features, what do you think you'd be really honing in on to the vendor?
I think for the vendor, I'd probably be talking about placement on the home pages, the ability for the home that through I'm not sure about the technical term, but the data and analytics to kind of track the consumer to show the right property at the right time, and probably to cross-reference suburbs by being able to do that. Pick a buyer from one suburb and show them a home in the neighbouring suburb. I think that cross-referencing will happen by virtue of that. So I think that's really important because you're spreading you're casting a bigger net. And I love as I mentioned earlier, the thumb stopping ability of multiple listings, multiple photos on the listing. and then just standing out. Because how do you stand out from everyone else? I mean, everyone in our market is now a premier, and to really show that you've got something special, it's, you know, there aren't too many other options to do that other than perhaps something like this, which is a great initiative.
Fantastic. And obviously being an agent in the market's property at that higher end, it doesn't happen overnight. Like as we said before, you've been in real estate 19 years. I'm sure there's some people on the webinar today that want to be selling more homes in your segment of the market, in that upper end segment of the market. What advice would you give them to focus on sort of, I guess, moving from where they are now to where they want to be in that future state?
Yeah, I think when you land that first marlin, when you get that first big fish, you've got to get really excited about it. You've got to market it. You know, your name is associated to that house, and so you've got to brand that house above and beyond everything else that you've done and make it stand out. It could be not just a house, though. It could be best. I always have the term of when we're selling something that's best in class, so the best apartment in its class, the best townhouse in its class, the best single-fronted house in its class, the best architectural home in its class. What were we doing to expand the message for that property? Also, as much to attract the best buyers as to attract the eyeballs on us for prospective vendors. And so that means extra effort in presentation, the best photography on planet, the best videography on planet, the best marketing, social media, print ads, online presence, whatever it was. Like, you've got to really celebrate the house, and then that also leads on to execution on the ground. So extra opens, because you want to be meeting more of those people that you're sharing the message with. So for us, it meant if we had time on a Saturday, 2 opens on Saturday, doing it on Sunday. You meet your market, you meet your future sellers through that engagement. Everyone's aspirational. They want to see the best homes in the category. So make yourself available. Like put yourself in a position where the market will engage with you, and open for inspections, and maximising that time is really important. And then, you know, I think if you threw all of that into the mix, you don't do that for every campaign. Right? And if your vendor's not going to pay for it yourself. You know, I always put my hand in my pocket to build the vendor's house and marketing plan out, knowing that it was going to build my career along the way as well. And I've seen a lot of people not prepared to do that, not prepared to put the Sundays in, not prepared to put the time in, not prepared to put the work in. And if you don't, you can't turn one good listing into 3, 4, 5, or 10, or into a career. So if you really want a career out of it, that's what you're going to do.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sam. Really appreciate you joining us. I know you've got a lot on.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously, as you said before, you're selling, what is it, close to 160 properties as a team a year. Yeah. So I know your time is really valuable. So we really appreciate everyone on the webinar as well. Thanks for the great insights, and we look forward to seeing some Luxe listings on site soon.
Well, thanks, guys.
Perfect. We'll just share back our slides and we'll get moving. Perfect. So as we move towards the end of the webinar, I wanted to recap some key takeaways that will help set you up for success. realestate.com.au continues to deliver the largest, most engaged audience of buyers in Australia across every segment of the property market. The largest audience of buyers seeking premium properties. realestate.com.au is the place to get the best results. Luxe is an optional listing upgrade exclusive to Premier Plus customers. A Luxe listing will also have the same benefits as a Premier Plus, plus the additional Luxe value. You can access Luxe in Ignite from July the 1st if you are a Premier Plus customer. To find out more about Luxe, speak to your realestate.com.au representative. A reminder to make sure you save this link to your favourites, and you can start showing your vendors in the living room the potential of Luxe using the resources like the digital and printed brochures or the bespoke Luxe brochure that will personalise your brand and their property. We're going to get to Q&A shortly with Chris and myself, but before we do, a quick poll should appear on the screen, and we'd love to get your feedback. If you could please let us know if this session was valuable. Perfect. Okay, let's get to the questions. A reminder, if you do want to leave a question, please pop it in the Q&A section. Put your name and email address or agency when submitting your questions. Just in case we don't get to you today, we'll come back to you after this webinar.
Right. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Sam. That was a really great insights there. We have a few questions that have come through, which I can help answer. So the first question that came through was how we classify high net worth buyers. So for the data that we shared before, we used a Nielsen survey that looked at consumers online. And the definition they use is a consumer would have a household income over 200,000 and investments, excluding their primary residence and super, over 1 million. And so just to remind you, we have 68% of the high net worth audience using realestate.com.au. And if you look at those that are under 40, we have 77%. So it is the best place to reach high net worth users. The second question I can see here is, how long does a Luxe listing last? So the great thing about a Luxe listing is that it builds upon Premier Plus. So you take the Premier Plus listing, which is unlimited until sold, and you get all the great value that comes with the Premier Plus listing. So the listing bumps, the e-brochure, you get access to our Ignite features, and then the Luxe value is all on top. So that look and feel of the search results page, that is for the life of the listing. And the homepage amplification that we showed as well, we do cap it so that we don't show it to the same consumer too many times, but that will run for the life of the listing. So that's great. So you do get all the Luxe value and it is spread out until that listing is sold. And then I see one final question here around pricing. So the way that a Luxe listing upgrade works is you'll load your listing and that'll come onto our site as a Premier Plus. And then you can go into Ignite to upgrade that listing to Luxe. Now that price will vary depending on the location of that listing. So what I'd encourage you to do is reach out to your account partners to discuss your suburbs and the pricing there. You can also see our prices in the realestate.com.au pricing tool. And of course, from July 1, it'll all be visible in Ignite.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. That's all we have time for. As I said earlier, if we couldn't get to your question today, we will certainly be in touch and do a fast follow, come back to you with an answer. As Chris mentioned as well, if you do need further information, contact your realestate.com.au account partner and they can help provide that more information for you. So that includes the Luxe webinar today. We hope that you found today very useful. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.